Business Spotlight, brought to you by Cross Rhythms and BabaBaboon.
I suppose one good thing that I do speak to some companies about is health surveillance and looking after the staff. So because where we look at the safety side and we say people mind where you go in and report that near miss and so on and so forth, we sometimes forget about the health side where if we are exposing people to certain hazards that can't be seen, so your light and your noise and so on and so forth, then we need to put people through health surveillance and we need to get them seen by a medical practitioner to say, yeah, you're okay. So, but what I do recommend is that if we can do that earlier through our sort of employment journey, at least then we've got a benchmark standard. Because sometimes companies do inherit issues where people carry medical conditions and then they start with a new company, all of a sudden they've been exposed to that particular hazard. Can that company defend that? It's difficult. So because where companies sometimes don't appreciate how the law works, the law is trying to prove that you're guilty. What you've got to prove is that you're not guilty.
Yeah.
If you haven't done a particular process, how can you prove that you're not guilty? It's difficult if you haven't proven it.
And does, could it actually lead on to if, they've not been compliant or, something has been missed, etc. Could it actually lead into something which could actually be quite an expensive sort of outcome for a company?
Yeah, no, I mean, I sat a number of years ago in a room with a number of HSE inspectors and we were discussing the fact that what the HSE are looking at doing now is if they've issued improvement or prohibition notices previously, but the companies are very wealthy, in which case they kind of just soak that up, what they're now looking at potentially doing is just taking them straight to court. Right. And by doing that, they can then impose different sanctions because at the end of the day, if we can get it right and we don't lose them hundreds of thousands or sometimes millions, then we can save that and sort of put that into a company in different areas. So instead of learning the hard lessons, how about starting right, understanding what the requirements are and then imposing that through the organisation? Because otherwise the HSE, their job is to singly support companies through the UK in their health and safety journey. But if they're doing it wrong, on the reverse of the support, they will obviously take it to court and impose sanctions where fitting.
Business Spotlight, shining a light on our local business community. Brought to you by Cross Rhythms and BabaBaboon.